Welcome to Jamaica Dancehall Source, news and entertainment with a buzz. So yesterday somebody called me and them said to me, boy, it looked like CMR from the Carter, CRISSY, watch CRISSY work, bust the case. And I said, oh, him for bust that case, so what happened? Them show the little daughter under the bus. She changed her statement, she have a change her heart. The state of Florida dropped the case. How him for bust the case? It is almost impossible. Two way him can bust the case unless him go trial and beat it upon some sorts of technicality. No sorts of evidence. Them find say the little girl is not credible. Them find say all along she was telling lies on the father, stepfather. Something miraculous would have had to happen for that case to be bust. And the last time that I checked, the status of the case, it said pre-sentencing. Now, people, as far as I know, my limited knowledge of the court, pre-sentence means he either went to trial, and we know that did not happen, or you plea bargain, and they are doing a pre-sentence investigation. Some sorts of deal was made outside of the court, under the table, if you want to call it that. So I say, going by what the court says, me not see nothing where them say him bust the case, meaning him win the case, he has been exonerated, he has been free, found not guilty. There's still this dark cloud that is looming over his head. As far as this case, if you ask the court of public opinion, not including his followers, Chris's followers, Sheeples, Yamabella, the average person with any sort of common sense is going to tell us, boy, this don't look good. Even if him win at the court of appeal is always going to look over him, side eye, over them glasses. Something kind of suspicious about him based on his recent history, and I will discuss this later on in this news. So the people must say, no man, you know, say CRISSY do a live, and CRISSY I say, the devil last year, and Jesus win. And the devil lost this year again, and Jesus win. And I quote all sorts of scripture. It's like she get religious all of a sudden because the truth is coming to light, and all of the haters, including myself, the bad mind Jamaican, the wicked Jamaican, the evilest Jamaicans, who laugh last, laugh best. I am quoting from her. So therefore, everything is now in their favor. I said to myself, then hold on a minute. All of this happen, and you come out and I say, well, she did not say it. People assume. People are speculating that is what she meant. But being an expert on social media, being an expert on the street and know psychs, I know the type of things that persons are in denial. They do their strategy. Psychs, like me tell you. So it leads me to start interpret what she say. One of them, the devil lost last year, and then Jesus win last year. If you remember, there was a case of a young girl, I think she was 16 at the time, in which they had a relationship. Him pretty much fly her in come to Florida, put her up in a hotel or by him friend them house, and they were having sex together. She came out and she was scandaling him. Don't know if the promises that he made were not fulfilled totally. So therefore, like them say, hell hath no wrath like a woman scorn. She was giving it to him on social media, and of course, CRISSY was behind him, PP clock, being supportive of her man, which is what you do if your man is a good man, vice versa. If you have a good woman and there's rumors and propaganda being spread against that person, then you're supposed to support that woman without a shadow of a doubt. But we see that This was nothing as supportive. This was just saving face, because how could a little young girl want take away our man, meaning CRISSY, and then want mash up the family, mash up the empire that was built. And all started with her meeting him filing for her and her children, they building something together, from CMR TV to watch CRISSY work to the Carter family. We cannot argue with the success. What we can argue with is the morals, the ethics, the standard or lack thereof that this family is actually showing. So with her coming out now and saying that, well, Jesus win last year, the devil lost last year, I am thinking that she's talking about that circumstance. But what does she really mean this year when she said the devil lose and Jesus win this year? Could not be talking about the case, because like I said the last time that I looked, which is probably a week or so, it said pre-sentencing. Don't know what it meant. Maybe there was an error. One thing that I also know about the state of Florida as it pertains to ABUSE, if you're caught up your wife, vice versa, wife are caught up them husband, and even worse. If you're licking a picnic or if you're touching a picnic, it is the same thing, especially when that case was being initiated by the victim herself. Remember, she never tell the mother. She definitely would not have told the father, since he is supposed to be the suspect. She went directly to the school, and she went to the counselor, whether a guidance counselor, whomever, teacher tell counselor tell the principal, don't know the chain of events. Them called the police. The police came, filed official report, interview, question and answer the child, and came to the conclusion that whatever she is saying is credible and can hold up in a court. Went to the district attorney, DA's office, the police, and them arrest him and then put him on bond, $7,500 bond. You saw the court papers. You saw the videos going around, circulating all over social media with him in court. And the judge made one stipulation when he asked, "Me need to go back for my clothes and go back for some of my property so that I can move out." The judge told him, "I make an exception this one time. You will not be around these kids until the conclusion of this case." So I say this to say that the other day that I saw him graduating, I think some communication, whatever it is that he was doing, don't quote me. And we heard all sorts of cheering. We see him dance and a gyrate on the stage. And the cheering that was heard did not sound, well, yes, people in the audience were cheering because him a dance and people are saying, what kind of clown this? But him a do him thing. If him feel like him achieve something and him want dance and gyrate, that is up to him. Some people, yes, were cheering, but there was a loud cheering coming from a particular section that sounded like family or close friends or confidants. Lo and behold, afterwards, we see say the family was there. We saw him taking pictures with the kids, one in a hand, two by the side, I think, including that girl. So I said to myself, if the court put out a restraining order and tell you, say, you know, to go by the house, I think the same thing applies, though it was not said technically. That is technically what it means. You are not supposed to be in the company of those picnic, especially the victim or anybody else's picnic. The judge never said that, but that is what it means. If you were to be convicted, it has not reached that stage as yet. You would be on some sort of registry, and the people in the neighborhood, wherever you go, would be notified that, listen, this man, a touch-up man, is in the vicinity, in your residence, so therefore keep your picnic them far away from him. Him have to register with the court. Him have to register with the police. Should in case what happens that I think is going to happen, unless of course this little child is going to be posted or made to be the villain. Unless of course they are brainwashing this child. Remember, when you go to court, where they say, tell them say, Anna that not dream, that dream. Don't know the circumstance, don't know if that conversation has been held. But if this child maintains what she said and told the police that happened to her, not on one occasion, the last occasion, the straw that broke the camel's back, then this man should be going up SHIT Creek without any sorts of paddle, and rightfully and justifiably so. So she put out stuff out there in the atmosphere on social media that would give persons the impression as if in bust the case, even though she did not say it. But that is what most persons are going to assume and speculate. And like them say, whenever you assume, you make an ASS out of you and me. But there is no reason for celebration. Yes, we understand that she's doing her business, and yes, we understand that she's successful on the Carter. She's successful and watch CRISSY work. So yes, we can't argue with the success. And we see that she's a brand ambassador. We see that she's making or getting a whole bunch of endorsement. So yes, there's success. And she did mention that the orders that she got, she is still filling orders for the first day in which she put up whatever post she made. So of course there is success, but make it very, very clear that this is what I am talking about, that you're winning. Jesus is winning and the devil is losing, because all of the bashing, all that has been said on social media, especially the bad mind, broke pocket Jamaicans that don't want to see other persons make it, come with this crab in a barrel mentality, which is not the case. Say that, make it very clear, because persons are concerned, not concerned for you, not concerned for the cartwell people. Yes, you have the support. Like I said, people are sheep. And this is why people are of that sheepish mentality. They don't want to be shamed that the person that they put all their trust in, the person that they look upon, put them on a pedestal, have them as some sorts of mentor, some sorts of hero, is actually not as advertised, because obviously they definitely are not. And again, like I said, a man is innocent until proven guilty. But in the court of public opinion, for anybody that have an iota of sense or an iota of decency, ethics, and morals, we should reserve our judgment until the judgment is passed down by the court. And even if the judgment or they win on technicality, even if them force or coerce, have this little picnic under the rest to change her statement and say she a lie, fling her under the train or the bus, whichever one, then we still have to feel how we feel. Like I said from day one, this does not look good. But what we see is the support is still there. So of course, it is not Jesus winning, it's the devil winning. In your case, because it has to be people that are devil with no sorts of morals, low self-esteem, low ethics, that would see something like this happen and still have full support. No reservation, none at all. It is because they are either doing the same thing, they are either in situation just like that, could be caught up in situation just like that, are just so foolish, so insecure within their own meaningless life, that them see this and see this as something good. This is something that we should rally behind. This is something that we should support. Makes absolutely no sorts of sense. Point blank and period.
If what I say is truth, and that's all I will deal with tonight, and that's all I ever deal with, then you can say you don't like the truth of what I say, but you cannot say that what I say is a lie. I will stake my life on what I say. Will you stake your life on what you say?